This week, there's some stubbornness, and to make some obey, we have to use the sledgehammer and approach the problem in a whole new way. There's more oversized kit to move, no matter what they weigh. And I have the rant of rants and put on an emotional display. And despite what some think, in the old yard we will not stay. So to prove a point, we move our gigantic A. I'm Daniel, it's Ashville Weekly, episode 198. Absolutely fuming. You know when you just need your flight to be on time and everything else will slot into position? Of course it didn't happen. I'm furious! Today is a big day in the yard and I wanted to be there. For starters, we are lifting the weighbridge and dropping it into place. When we moved the weighbridge to the new yard, the concrete slab was not ready. So we placed it as closely as we possibly could so a 100-ton crane could move it later. But not so close that it got in the way of our operations. The slab is now ready, so we start with the weighbridge office and then have a measure up and drop the ramps for the weighbridge in place. The weighbridge weighs around 12 tons, but there shouldn't be a problem as the crane is positioned between it and the slab. So all it needs to do is lift and slew to the left. Last week you saw that we created a pad and we built the scaffold to access the offices. The construction team are still working on a few bits and pieces, but at the moment everyone is back in the office trying to settle in. I need to call in ECS, my friend Craig, to reconnect some of the air conditioning because we had to cut some of the pipes because we couldn't transport the media construction office with the transport and operations office because the pipes were connected between the two of them. Continuing with the move, we still have two 40-foot containers in the old yard, which we need to load and bring round to the new yard. And then we have a 40-foot archive and two 20-foot archives, which used to be next to the weighbridge, which we're gonna take and put into the storage yard. My power welder Faber has been flat out on our loading shovel. The transmission has been fully repaired and the hydrostatic drive has been fully repaired. Now they're gonna put them back in and begin to put the shovel back together and start testing. Putting the shovel back together is like open heart surgery. The hydrostatic drive and transmission are now back together as one unit. A machine is used to drop it in place and all the pipes connected. The radiator is then dropped in and connected up. Now onto the cab and finally the wings, steps and panels. Unfortunately, when the machine was tested, it didn't work as it was losing pressure. Welder Faber and the lads spent 6 hours getting the hydrostatic drive out again, but managed to do it without taking the shovel apart. To be continued. It's Monday afternoon and I'm above the yard. Keep it coming. You're clear. Straighten up. Keep coming. There's a width restriction there. You have to go back that way. On the way back on a very small road with a width restriction. It's not from the UK. The driver doesn't know the roads. And instead of everybody stopping and letting him pass, people are racing around him, cyclists are trying to undercut him. That could be one of my lorries, or that could be me stuck by the road. But challenge overcome. I'm safely back in the UK, a lot later than I planned. In the yard, a new shovel is about to turn up, which we are demoing from LOUISY. As I said, we're looking at a number of shovels from different manufacturers because sooner or later we're going to begin to upgrade the fleet. So let's take a look around it. It's Tuesday morning, I'm in the yard. First assessment is the step up to the construction and video offices. This is an accident waiting to happen. Far too much for somebody to step up, and as it's temporary, we're gonna work a little magic with these pallets. They were sitting around the yard. We're gonna put a full pallet at the bottom, and then we're gonna cut the second pallet in half. We're gonna screw them together, and we're gonna put checker plate on both levels to create a step. We need to do that here and for the mess room area. I'm still assessing whether we need a step for the accounting office also. Now we're going to start to put the jersey barriers in this area for a safe pedestrian walkway. Coming off the weighbridge, you'll see the level drops a bit, but the higher level here, we're going to build up over there to be the same. This was just so we could get the scaffold in and staff could have somewhere to walk. So we're going to begin to block them in along here. We're going to keep this going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And we're going to stop around there because we need to do some work with the training room. I need to make the landing and put the staircase in place. The only trouble with it was, if you remember previously, there was a landing and then the stairs came out and went down. So they would basically be where the van is. We can't do that. So we're going to try to alter what we have using the landing which was previously attached to the transport office and the landing which was previously here, because we need the stairs to come down adjacent to the offices, either coming in the direction of the kitchen or going in the direction of the accounting office. This is my pride and joy. No matter what's going on, coming over and looking at our newly concreted rail line, which needs 28 days to cure before we run the train on. I'm already speaking to GB Rail Freight. The reason the switch isn't concreted is because there are moving parts in there. Now, there is a way of concreting it, but we thought it would be a lot more simple if we left just the switch area and the area at the very top where the weighing system's going to be. So it wasn't concreted so we could get access to everything. This has put an enormous strain on the business, a lot like the cost of cranes and the new electricity. The point about those items are they are one-off expenses. Now, when I talk about cash flow problems in the business, I'm basically saying that in our cash flow forecasting, based on the revenue which is coming in, we haven't accounted for it. So we need to reanalyze our cash flow and try to fit it in. It is not normal to say that a business will spend 400 grand on track and 200 grand on electric and then turn around and say, oh, we haven't got the money to pay for it, so you should sell all your personal possessions and you should sell this and sell that. No. If you've been building your business for multiple years, you have a team in place, you have a finance team, you have advisors, you need to alter what the business is doing and have a look at your cash flow forecasting, reanalyze and put payment plans in place, and sometimes borrow from Peter to pay Paul. It's not every time in your business you have to pay for something you didn't account for that you should hit the panic button and react and sell the shirt off your back and oh my God, it's the end of the world. No, you need to stay calm and not sell your house, sell your personal possessions, and not sell the things which you've worked hard to acquire over your entire life to this point. Your business needs to adapt. If it's a growing business, this will happen a lot more regularly. If you're an established business that's been going for 50 years, or you're backed by some conglomerate in another country, things are going to be a lot easier. But if you're trying to do it by yourself, you are going to experience these problems. It's all well and good being in the trenches. I'm in the trenches. Yes, I am in the trenches. But there are things you want to do outside what's going on today. If you are to sell all your possessions and stay in the trenches 24 hours a day, what happens when you need to have conversations that don't relate to what's going on in here? What happens when you need to have a conversation with an establishment or an individual and you need to show them that you're confident in your business and show them the success which has happened to this point to give them confidence that moving forward there will be more success and you know what you're doing? You got to remember, what you talk about today is what you do in 3, 6, 9, 12, 48 months. So it's not always about panicking and hitting the panic button on the Titanic and throwing everyone overboard without any life jackets. Sometimes you need to sit back and assess. You need to look at your long-term plan. And there are a lot of things which are going on outside of what's going in the yard, which make what's going on in the yard possible. And there are plans for the yard. And without that networking, without traveling to do the networking, without visiting other places, without sitting down and talking to people, without being in certain circles, those things will never happen. There is a much bigger picture here than I need to pay 47 grand for the electric. A lot bigger. So it's important to stay calm, reassess, have your team advise you. And while you have eyes on what you're doing here and now, you also need other eyes, and your mind needs to be able to adapt towards the future and what you're going to do to get to the future and the networks, circles and places you need to be which can make that possible. Incoming news. If you remember when we were installing the track, there was a gentleman named Steve who I referred to as the voice of doom and gloom. He's not really the voice of doom and gloom. He just tells me that some of my crazy ideas are not going to work. Well, he watched Ashville Weekly, which came out on Sunday, episode 195. Click here to watch that video. And he's informed me that my plans to paint this black and yellow will not work because rail standards state that this should be red and white. This is not the main network. This is private land, albeit Network Rail's land. And we have a 50-year lease. Click here to watch a video where I talk about how that all happened. I'll speak to Network Rail. I'll speak to the rail operators. If rail standards need to be adhered to, which they really should, then I will not fight it. I'm just gonna let it happen. And we will paint these red, white, and red. And this black, of course. My plan for the stairs for the office is not going to work. If you have just the square platform here, with the stairs going that way, you're opening the door onto the stairs. So if somebody's climbing up the stairs and you open the door, you're gonna knock them straight back down the stairs. Can't have that. We thought about doing it the other way, but if you do the stairs the other way, then they encroach on the entrance to the finance office. So we're gonna have to do a bodge job. So we're gonna put the full landing up there, and then we're gonna take the previous small square landing from the transport and operations office, and we're gonna bolt it onto the end of it, and then the stairs are gonna run here. Now we think these stairs originally used for this, which used to run forward, we believe they'll bolt onto the other landing, but if they don't, we're gonna have to go up to the old yard, and the stairs which used to connect to it, which were the access to the transport and operations office, those stairs got concreted into the ground. They are still there. We're gonna have to break it out and then bring it over here and then fit it. That's the only way that we can see to get around it. And while doing all of that, we have to make sure that none of these support legs get in the way of opening, good, I'm glad it's locked, but get in the way of opening this office. Had a little catch up with Flo on the demo machine. He said it's nice driver cabin. He likes it. There is a bit of a problem in that when we are loading the volumetrics, due to the location of the ram and other bits on the arm, Flo cannot see the volumetric right in front of him. On the older Liebherr models, you can actually see what you're doing when you're tipping, but you're also taking instructions from other people. But with this, Flo is completely blind as he's loading the lorry. There could be other models which may have an extended arm and the ram may be located somewhere different. The Louis Gong rep is going to go back to technical and check. And also, we do a test where we drive up a pile of material. The Liebherrs have a hydrostatic drive. It's very powerful the way the gearbox works. Now, we felt that this one did not climb the pile in the same way that the Liebherrs are doing. However, there could be something that needs to be adjusted in the settings, or another model may be more suitable for us. We are still going to use the machine because the machine needs to do a lot more than just climb up a pile and load volumetrics. But for now, that is our take on it. When we do get a new machine, we're not going to get one with teeth on it. It's going to be just, say, straight cutting edge. We've got some leftover scaffold, so we're trying our hand at scaffolding ourselves, just to make a platform and some stairs for Simon to get in and out the weighbridge, which is almost connected for electric. Once connected for electric, the aircon should work straight away. I'm thinking about all the challenges we've had to get us to this point, because we have so many at the moment, and I'm thinking, what did we do in the past? What did we do? And what I realize is the road to success and the road to failure are exactly the same. The road to get where we need to go and the road to completely mess it all up and fail and for it to all go wrong, they are the same road. It's just how you act and what you do on that road that is going to change things and define you, and whether you're going to make a mess of everything or succeed. In other news, my car was sold yesterday after only being on the market for a couple of days. The people paid full price for it. Enough said, let's get back on with this scaffolding and provide Simon access to the weighbridge. Wednesday, we're in the yard. The sun is shining on us today. We have bolted down the handrail attached to the silo, and now we're creating a step. The concrete lorries are all busy, thankfully, so the lads are just mixing by hand. Chris is using sand and cement and mixing in the wheelbarrow, and over here, these are steps which came back from a job, and we've been storing them in the car park of the old yard for like 5 years, because that's what we do. So we're finally using them now. We're preparing for concrete. We're going to do the same as we have been. Pour a section, miss a section, pour a section, miss a section. We've started building our timber shuttering. We have some rebar ready to go in, and hopefully we'll be pouring 3 to 4 sections tomorrow. The lads have just asked Flo to come and drop them 1 bucket of recycled material over here. With that, they should be able to level it out and then continue with the preparation. scaffolding. Put together a fine platform and stairs. Look at this, nice. Let's check the accountant's office. Looking good. The tuck shop is almost ready. We've got a new consumer board in here. Should be up and running any minute. Good thing too, because Simon the accountant will be extremely hot because the sun is shining. Now, David from Stone UK, you would have seen us working with them in the video where we created our own 500k subscriber plaques. Click here to watch that video. He's popped into the yard to put a color enhancer on the stone plaque.
There's obviously an impregnating protection part of the sealer that goes into the stone, but it also has enhancement part where that sits kind of very close to the surface and just gives it this sort of uplift in the colour, just picks the colour out. It doesn't give it a wet look, it's just a very subtle, flat, matte look, but definitely just gives it a mild enhancement, which is what we like, because we like stone to look as natural as possible.
I was on telly last night. It wasn't on National Geographic. It was not Building Impossible with Daniel Ashville. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go and watch it. I was on Channel 4 on a show about unsolved crime in the UK. Somehow, they have taken my footage from when my back window had been broken into repeatedly, and they have not credited Ashville or myself, and they've changed my voice like I'm in some witness protection.
Smashed my windscreen, smashed my back window.
They've changed my name and relocated me, and I was in the dock pointing the finger, pointing at other people, singing. No, that is not me. You couldn't see me, just my witness protection, Donnie Brasco, Henry Hill voice. But just in case they want an update, click here to watch a video when I got my new upgraded car. And I now have this protection, which will not stop anyone breaking the window, but it will stop them getting any larger items out. You see, no larger items can be stolen. You can't even get my hard hat out if you wanted to. Back on the big screen. And now my food has arrived. It's lunchtime. Sun is shining, so we are putting material in and compacting it. We put down an oversized, these are just lumps of concrete, everything from 40 mil upwards. We lay that down, we spread it as best we can, and then we've got this other material, which is like 20 mil to 4 mil, and we put this on top of it. Now, as long as it stays dry while we're doing it, this material compacts extremely well. Just loads of rocks, loads of little stones. So this is how we build up the area. If we can get it in place and we can spread it and we can get the compactor over it before it rains, this will be good. But remember, this is all temporary. All temporary. We need the sun to keep shining. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We can see it coming through. It's Thursday. We're in the yard. Putting together 2 different platforms to now make 1 platform. Sun is still shining. Nice. All right, let me try and lift this one a little bit. If I lift this, I need Chris to beat this one in because the other one's lined up, okay?
This one is lined.
Yes, go on. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Go on, a bit more. Yay! Yeah. Wait. Cable. Hold on. We're gonna have to make the alterations to the landing on the ground and then lift it up into place. There's gonna be a little bit of cutting and then we're gonna have to bolt it all together. This isn't ideal, but once it's all adjusted, we'll try and find a way to support it. But once again, this is only temporary, but it's a long temporary, like about 18 months to 2 years. Once we get this done, we're gonna begin to take jersey barriers, not the ones over here, the jersey barriers in the other yard, and we're gonna close off this area. We rented this, but we don't need it. Their depot is in Southampton. They charge us £3 a week to rent it, but they said they'll charge us £200 to collect it. When Ben goes to B&W plant hire next time to collect a machine, he needs to leave with this and drop it off. £3 a week, we can afford to keep it, but I'm worried about the damage and the slap it's gonna take and when it ends up in the scrap bin and then they say I owe them a new one for £800. It doesn't fit. All right, okay. All right, that's not gonna work, is it? All right, we're gonna have to put here. Put one here. You can fit it behind it, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Ashville aggregates, yeah. Yeah, just here. And then let's see what we got left to go on the gate. See if it fits there, hopefully. Ooh, yeah. Right, in line with the thing. Up.
The same sorry.
Yeah, there.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
good.
And that another one.
Use the ones that's best condition.
Yeah.
Here.
All right.
And then we need one more to go there. 5 miles an hour, slow down. We need to find this one. Yeah, you can put down the gate as well. We've taken some of the signs down in the old yard. I realized that these signs must be about 9 or 10 years old. Looking at the registered address of the company, that was a yard we had round the back of the Ace Cafe, just off the A40. So these signs have definitely served us well. We were in that yard in 2013 or 2014. 10 years. What a journey. To the old yard to lift my pride and joy, the big concrete A. Now this weighs about 3 tons. When we built the A, we fitted the same lifting eyes on the top, which we fit in the concrete blocks. This was tied into the steel reinforcement within, so there shouldn't be any problem lifting. Keep going, fully lock. Woo! Yep. Good lad. Keep going. You're good, keep going. Keep going. All right, stop. Start to lower it. We continued the prep work from yesterday. Because the lads jumping from pillar to post every time a job pops up, they're doing it. We didn't manage to pour concrete yesterday over by the temporary workshop area. The lads are about ready now. The time is 2:30, so any minute a concrete lorry should be pouring up to pour 3 of the sections.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Friday morning, I'm in the yard. We have a puncture on the 566 loading shop. Click here to watch a video where we show how to change gigantic tires on plant and machinery. But this isn't changing the tire, this is just a puncture because it was running flat. We keep inflating it every morning, but by the end of the day, it's always a lot lower. And this shovel carries a lot of weight, so it's under a lot of strain. But let's get it fixed. The concrete we poured yesterday is dry and the lads are now working on the sections in between. Doing a bit of a jump, we're moving over to this area. We're going to extend the platform of the track because we're going to take this reservoir for the wheel wash and then we're going to sit this on top of that, so it'll sit behind the stoppers. We are going to put it on this higher level and then the slab for this lower area is then going to butt up against it. I have to push it that way.
Well, it needs to go in there, you see, yeah?
Ah, okay.
Yeah?
I'm gonna push you off. Hold on, I can do that.
Can you go in?
Yeah,
More?
I'm in.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
I'm in.
Okay, down slowly now.
Ah! Yeah, I'm still in.
Yeah.
Oh! No, wait, hold on. I can get it back in.
No, push back. Keep pushing, no. Push.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Down slowly. You're in.
Now. Okay, where are you?
Bit more. It's hot out here, man. 34 degrees.
You on?
I'm on. The landing looks level. All right. Wait. Yeah. Wait, that's it. We just put the landing up, the legs aren't straight, just so we can get everything attached. Then afterwards, I'll get the lads in the construction firm to go out of the spirit level and jack up what they need to jack up and get it where it needs to be. We don't want it completely level because we don't want the rain to sit on the landing. So we want this landing going this way, just a tiny bit. The fork that side, I need it in the middle of this platform and just lift. We want to take the weight off it to adjust the legs.
And just go down, go down, go down.
Stop, stop, just go down. That looks all right. Yeah. The stride of pride as I walk up the stairs for the very first time. Wait, hold on, hold on. Let me open this. Stairs and landing sorted. Time to drop the Jersey barriers in. You've put the grabs in for the excavation work we have to do for the foundations and the retaining walls.
Weight, yeah, so it's 25.
Have you priced the rental of the machines to excavate, yeah? You've priced the
Plant
concrete
hire,
based on
access
the
lifting, scaffolding, crane for the steels.
steel structure and its joists running between them. You've priced the bifold doors, roof lights with the large glass between the gym and swimming pool.
There's a bit of internal glazing, a glass balustrade.
Oh yeah, glass balustrades, yeah.
Upgrading main power as well. We're going to run new connections between the main house.
The feed cable from the main house to the swimming
gas
pool.
and water as well.
Gas them, because we need gas for the boilers that are going to go in there. Underfloor heating, steam, sauna and changing room.
Yeah.
David and I just recapped. You've seen us talking for a long time about the pool house at the refurbishment project. It was on hold for a while because we were going through details of other parts of the house. Basically, when I submitted this to the client before, they said the area was too dark, they needed more natural light. So we put a lot bigger roof lights, and in doing that, the pool area has actually become bigger. But we are about to submit our new render. So hopefully the client approves this with the price, but we can't just build it. We need to apply for planning. But preemptively, we thought planning may be a challenge. So before we demolished the building, it had a pitch roof like this. Because it's now wider, if you had a pitch roof, the pitch roof would be higher than it previously was. This is the reason why now our roof goes like this, and then it's flat on the top. Therefore, we haven't encroached on the vision of any of the neighbours who previously could see over the top of the old pool house. And no doubt the council will have recommendations and we will need to make changes, but we are ready for that. Central London.
Windows and doors priced by two different guys. So this is someone else who would give warranties, guarantees and everything else. It's not done by us.
I'm just going to change some of these figures
Yeah, go on.
based on experience. So is this the supply of the sanitary ware in the bathroom?
Yes, they've chosen some package, and this is how much it would cost.
This is the supply, this is
Yeah.
not the fitting. What is our plan for the floor builder after the exploratory work we did to be level with the lift?
So we would still build a acoustic floor.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all subject what we find in the floor throughout. Yeah.
I mean, we can't go back and change later.
No, but this is like probably worst case scenario. Yes, if we
Okay,
need to
fine.
replace everything.
What about wall finishes?
They want to paint it.
They want painted?
Yeah, they want to paint it.
Fine.
They don't want any control for.
Nothing. Okay, they're keeping it simple. What I don't want is currently in their bathroom, when they're having a shower, all the hot water just races to the highest point,
Yeah.
and then all the paint starts flicking off in this kind of small tunnel. We might need to close it off.
Oh, so completely.
Yeah. We can't keep going back and painting it every 6 months,
Okay.
and it's clearly a problem.
So this is something we can pass to them, isn't it?
Yeah, ask them.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, David.
later.
See ya. Just had an email come through from the accounts department saying that once again somebody emailed trying to pull another fast one, trying to tell our accounts team to make a payment urgently. I mean, I'm not going to keep saying what I was saying. I just thought I'd share it with you that you need to keep your eyes open at all times, and everyone in your team needs to be trained, because there are people out there who only make a living out of robbing others.
The time is 6:14 p.m. We have a Scania tipper which broke down earlier, and here is the problem right here. Well, we heard some strange noises coming from this, and this, which is meant to be on there, had basically fallen off. And that's it for a very warm Friday in the yard. Saturday morning, we're in the yard, having a tidy up. We just cleaned some scrap out in this area, and George has an 8-yard skip to exchange on Monday morning, so we're putting this scrap skip on him. He'll go and tip this at 6:30, and then he'll be outside his job for 8 o'clock. Scania are here this morning. The engineer did pop out last night, but he didn't have the parts he needed, so he's come back this morning. So this lorry should also be good to go out on the road on Monday morning. We got another scrap skip over here. This is a 12-yarder. None of the skips go into a 12-yard job in the morning. This will stay here for a couple of hours. The driver is going to leave with a skip, do some work, and later in the day, when he has to go and exchange a 12-yard, then he's going to take this, tip this, and then go to the job. Have we got another plate?
Done.
Oh, it's done? Whee, look at that. And there's no damage on anything else here?
Rim.
Just the rim. Only aesthetic, that fell onto it. Mm-hmm. Nice, perfect. I can't expect people to not throw their rubbish on the ground if I don't give them bins to put it in. Long time ago, when we were at QPR, we used to do the waste there. When we sponsored them, we had these Ashville bins. Of course we kept them because they were expensive, and QPR gave them back to us once our contract had expired. We're gonna take those Ashville bins. I'm gonna put one over here by the accounts office, another two over here by the weighbridge. That's the closest place when we need to tip the bins or when the rubbish truck comes to collect them. It's one thing asking everyone to do something, but at the same time, you need to provide them with what they need to do it. Otherwise, you're just doing the job twice, double handling, as we do with a lot of things in the yard. Looking over, I can see the lads have a few sections prepared, and they are about to start pouring concrete. Flo has just reloaded the lorry. These are already poured. This will all be dry by Monday morning and we can continue the work in this section. Yes, I'm using the sleepers again. I would have to pay to get rid of these sleepers, which would cost me. I can't just put them through a crusher because the old steel on these would damage the crusher. I would have to get a breaker in and break each one of them down and then separate it by hand and then put it through the crusher. So nah, I'm not gonna be doing all that. Let's get them in here. It means less concrete, one layer of rebar at the top. It will do for a base for the wheel wash reservoir. Got a puncture on my front wheel. It's been up and down in the yard, going through all the mud. Hopefully, this isn't damaging the sidewall and it's a puncture that can be repaired. Bins are in by the weighbridge. And over the far side by the toilets. It's been a busy week. Been flat out trying to set this new yard up. We've done a lot, but it's not enough. We've got plenty more to do. Not sure what time I'll be here till. Got a video going out tomorrow. Do as best I can to prepare for next week tomorrow. And on Monday morning, I will be in the yard and we'll be hitting it hard. And that's it for Ashville Weekly, episode 198. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click down here for an Ashville video you may not have seen before. And click down here for last week's episode, which was number 198. Flo's going home.